In the last video, you just saw me crying like a little bitch on camera. But what's new? That's the day mode special, am I right? Yeah, that was like 5 minutes ago. And on the drive back here, it got me thinking, about, ooh, let me turn up the brightness. Ooh, that's a little too bright. Channeling anger. I'm really this is my topic right now of life. Every week or two, I go through like one big topic just to myself that I think about all the time. And right now it's like anger and aggression. Let's start from the... Oh, I already made a video on this, kind of. But to recap, used to not be a very angry kid, and then I learned to play rugby, and I learned that I have all this like deep-seated anger, and I like extremely aggressive, especially playing rugby. Like I wanted to like really hurt people, and translating to lifting, blah blah blah. But when I was crying that last video, like I couldn't hold my emotion. You know, at first it was because something sad. I was thinking about something that was deep to me. I don't need to say that again, do I? Yeah, but I always say like everybody's got some shit that's like extremely deep to them that to other people it's just not that deep. You know what I mean? Like, I use this analogy a lot, but I could lose like a fuck ton of money and like I'd be pissed, but like wouldn't affect me that much. But, you know, breakups, relationship stuff, family stuff that pokes your wounds that you had as a kid, usually, or just very deep wounds, stuff that poke at it hurt the most, right? And for me, it's, yeah, that stuff, and it's, I noticed, especially when I was crying like a little bitch, it's, stuff that pokes my masculinity, my security as a man, I guess, of what it means to be a man, because... You know, I spew a lot of shit on the internet about, oh, man, you gotta be this and that. I'm like, who really fucking knows, right? And I've come to the conclusion that it's just about being yourself and unapologetically yourself and trying to be a good person and all that, right? Like, you don't need the millions of dollars and all that crap. But for me, when I was crying and that shit, I like, you know, something happened. I felt sad. Couldn't control it. And I had this conflict in my head. I go, well, I try to preach these fucking kids watching. Now when you feel something, you gotta feel through it, because that's, if you feel something and you don't like that feeling, you try to push it away, it's gonna come back way stronger and you'll never actually get rid of it, and it'll be deep and dark inside and it'll come at bad times. Actionable step of how to whatever is like, you feel something, you just, if you're in a public space or something, oh, I don't fucking know, but you just go like, okay, I'm feeling this crying feeling, I'm feeling this sadness, I'm feeling this loneliness, and I'm just going to accept it. And when you accept it, eventually, you won't cry as much. You won't whatever as much. You won't... Yeah, like the same stimulus won't be as bad. It's like going through a tough workout once. If you do the same one in a couple of days, it's not as tough, right? Same type of vibe. So that's one part of my brain, and the other side goes, fuck. I start thinking about all the fucking... That's like embarrassing to say. I think about... Jeez. So stupid. But I think about the comments that I get, especially, not really on this channel, but like, I don't know, on Instagram. No, not really. My main channel. You know? Of all the guys who really dislike me for... I don't know, being a sensitive, emotional guy. It's like, logically, I know, like, what does it matter about these fucks on the internet, like, commenting this shit? Like, also, like, I've never in my life left a negative comment on something. I can't even do it in a restaurant I don't like, you know? Like, what? I don't understand what truly compels somebody to take the fucking brain power and do that. I would assume it usually comes from hurt in themselves. And, like, yeah, I logically know all these things and, like, where it comes from, but it's still, like, I've done a lot of work on making it not affect me bad. Like, it used to be way worse. Like, even the tiniest thing would set me off. Still sucks. What was the topic of this video, guys? I don't remember. Let me think. What was I saying? Aggression. But yes, here we go. In those moments when I'm trying to hold back fucking tears and thinking some shit, will turn into aggression. And for a while, over these past 6, 7, 8 months, I've really... Sorry, I can't really breathe properly. Fuck. I've been on the path to try to let go of anger and just like turn it into love. Whatever that fucking means, right? Okay? And it sounds great in theory, but the anger's still there sometimes. Very rare, but it still comes up. Like if you saw in the last video, you can tell I fucking start clenching my fists and I want to fucking do some damage to a fucking human being or like a bag or something, you know? And I was just thinking about how great it is to have an outlet as a man to release that anger in a healthy way. Like I hear this online from a lot of people that, especially a lot of fighters, saying like it's so good to have that. And I'm like, I used to think like, oh my god, you're so cringe. Just like learn to control your emotions, bro. Now I'm like, dude, it's fucking sick. You know, I wish I had more spaces that I could go and release my aggression in a healthy way. Like, I think it'd be as cringe it is to most people, as cringe as it is to even you if you're not going through some shit, to have a boxing bag and gym just to yourself, dark and grungy, where there's nobody around to judge you and you can just fucking scream on every single rep as loud as you want without ego lifting. Yeah, I said control it, so do it right. And just fucking go to town, man. Just go to fucking town and let it all out and feel all that shit. But of course, the step on top of that, because this is a demo channel, this is illegal therapy, not a fucking retard red pill video trying to sell you a course, trying to make you feel insecure about being a man. You don't hit that bag and scream and go, I'm a loser. No, you just go, this is awesome. I love this. This is fun. I'm letting out my aggression in a healthy way. I don't know. That's the rant. I don't want to cut this video now because I want to try to give you actually something important. Find that space. Yeah. Find that space where you can do that. And whatever that outlet is to you. Maybe for you it's art. Maybe it's for, you know, for me, what it is besides fitness, be probably fucking playing guitar and singing. If I'm feeling some type of way and if nobody's around me and I have my guitar, I'm fucking belting out songs like it's a great way to let it out. Singing in the car. You know, a lot of dudes do that shit that don't want to admit it. Listening to sad music in the car, letting it out in that way, I think is actually quite fantastic. You know? And I'm not saying if you're going through some shit, only listen to sad music and, like, you know, perpetuate the thought of sadness, but that's a whole other problem. But everything's in life's a balance, guys. And I always, every time I fucking open this camera, I want to, whoa, stop swearing, Damo, that's bad. Every time I open this camera, I want to give you guys the whole spiel about balance, but you guys have watched enough of these fucking videos. Hey, whoa, all this swearing. Anyways, you gotta have enough self-awareness, enough balance in your life, enough zen, to have an environment where you feel safe enough to let shit out in some type of way. Like, I could not cry like this on my main channel, because I'm not ready yet. I'd be way too insecure to have the kids who watch Damo make funny joke vids, getting millions of views, benching 405, now watching him like reduced to ashes. Being the guy who cries every fucking second week on camera. Come on. Hey, come on. But yeah, this is my, as cringe as it, oh jeez. This is a safe space for me. Not fully. But yeah, seriously, we need more safe. What a funny word, bro. That is cringe and gay. Safe space. You need a safe space to let that testosterone as a man out, you know? I don't know what it is for chicks. Some chicks are like us too. Like, they probably cry and scream, right? But we need that. Because you got to get that out. Or if you keep, you know what? Even if you have the control to suppress it, good on you. It takes a lot. Like, I can't do it. You just watch that last video, crying like a little... But yeah, having a space where you can really let it out allows it so it doesn't bottle up. Just think about this. Picture this in your head, boys, okay? Let's all close our eyes and fucking picture this. Translate this to whatever your passion is, your hobby. But I walk into this, I don't know, square feet, this big, high-ceiling warehouse. All the top bodybuilding equipment that wasn't made recently, so it still looked kind of grungy. weights with very thin handles because I got a small penis and small hands. It's dark. There's one aux cord in the left corner attached to one single big speaker that you can choose to use or not, or you can come in with your headphones. There's a mat on one side of the gym with a boxing bag that's old, has cuts in the bag that you know you're going to scrape your hands up without wraps. But that bag makes a lot of sound. Every time you hit that bag, there's a to it. And it makes you go like, fuck, I'm a fucking man. You start that workout with some deadlifts. You're like, oh, but I promised coach I'm not going to deadlift. You go, no. You warm up. You have 350 milligrams of caffeine in your system. You have 10 fucking grams of beta-alanine. And you're pumped. Your butthole's a little itchy. And you sit there and you deep breathe into your nutsack, listening to either that sad music or that 3 Days Grace slowed. And you envision what you're about to do to these fucking weights. You start with 2 plates on the deadlift, right? You're already warmed up. We don't even want to talk about that. Nobody wants to talk about warm up. That's boring as shit. You warm up, you're fucking ripping 2, 3, 4. And then, your max conventional is 525 when you were 16, 17. But you go, I don't have anything to prove in there. I don't really care. I just want to hit the best I can do today with good form. Maybe put on 495, 500 pounds. You really surprise yourself because you're taking a good deep breath and you rip it up and you're like, you know what? I'm gonna go to 500 today. Okay, you take a deep fucking breath before the lift. No, you take 3 minutes to put on that song, that one song that gets you going. You know the song, right? You walk up to that bar. There's nobody around you. You've done so much mental work in the past 3 minutes to dial yourself into that one song and that one memory that you linger on to hold that one feeling. And it's not even anger inside of you. It's kind of happiness. You're kind of grateful that you're in this stage of life right now that you are able to harness the darkness inside of you into something great. But you must stay focused. Your hands grip the bar, lots of chalk. Hook grip, your thumbs are bleeding just a little bit, and you took that deep breath, your hips go up, they pop back in, your spine is high, the blood vessels are popping, and you lift that. At 2 inches away from lockout, you're like, shit, I don't know if I can get this. And you go, nope. I'm going to get this, not because I need to prove I'm a man, not because I need to prove to these chicks that I'm better, nope. Just because I know I can. You lock your fucking ass cheeks. They tighten and that bar's up and you scream because there's nobody around you, so it doesn't matter how cringe you sound. You throw that shit down, walk around. Let's go, baby. And then you hit a little chest. A little incline dumb, a little flat bar. But you control the tempo, control the form because now you're bodybuilding. And because you're a good little bodybuilding boy, you decide to do a little bit of your shoulders because it's a lagging body part. And coach will be mad at you if you just ego lifted this whole session. Then you walk over to that bag. And you put the most dirty 5 rounds of 1 minute into that bag of the worst Muay Thai kicking form you've ever done. And you get tired halfway through. And then you imagine that one guy. It's a dark thought, but you imagine that one guy you don't really like. Boom, head kicks, head kicks, head kicks. Boom, 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 boom. You're fucking exhausted, but you take the deepest breath and you put everything, that big left foot step into the ground on the ball of your foot. You twist that hip in and you bash that bag so hard. Yeah, I'm just describing what I want to go do tomorrow. That was great. Okay, enough of this bullshit. Hopefully you boys can go find that space where it allows you to have that, and then after you go and have high tea with the boys. And it's beautiful. Yeah. Whatever you imagine in your head of whether it was my story or whatever you're doing, maybe you're a ballet dancer. I hope you have that space where you can really be yourself, like fully, and like not have other people look down, and then you can go back into society after and be a fake little bitch. Love you guys. Mwah! Maybe next video I'll cry on camera like a bitch again. I'm gonna chill with this shit. 3 videos in one day. I recorded 3